Hey everyone, we might look back on the last week of March 2026 as a massive turning point for AI. It was kind of weird. It felt like the entire industry was hitting the gas and slamming on the brakes at the exact same time. We saw some of the biggest names out there launching just mind-blowing new tools, while others were seriously stumbling, showing the first real cracks in that AI hype machine. So, here's how we're going to break it all down today. We'll start with that central paradox, speed versus reality. Then we'll ask the big question, is the hype finally over? After that, we'll dive into the wild race for breakthroughs that's still happening, and then tackle the even bigger question, who's actually controlling this stuff? And finally, we'll wrap it all up with some key insights for this new era. All right, let's get right into the heart of it. This past week was really all about tension. It's like AI has finally left the safety of the lab and is now crashing head-on into the messy, complicated real world. On one hand, you've got these incredible innovations dropping what feels like every single day. But on the other, for the first time, we're seeing the hard walls of economics and regulation really start to push back. And this quote right here, it just nails the massive shift that's happening. For the longest time, the whole conversation was, can we build it? Is it even possible? Well, we know the answer to that now. The real questions, the ones that are going to define the next decade, are all about control, cost, and accountability. That's the new battlefield. So let's dig into that first piece of the puzzle, the reality check. For years, the story of AI has just been this nonstop, upward rocket of growth. But this week, that narrative started to show some serious cracks, and it's all thanks to some very public and very, very expensive failures. Wow. Okay, the biggest bombshell, no question, was OpenAI just pulling the plug on its Sora video app. I mean, this was a huge deal. It launched to so much fanfare just 6 months ago. And now, poof. It's the first major consumer flop for a company that, let's be honest, seemed totally invincible until now. So you have to ask, why did this incredible app fail? Well, the answer is painfully simple. The economics were just completely broken. Turns out, to run all those complex calculations for every user making a video, it was costing OpenAI an estimated $15 million a day. That's not sustainable. It's an astronomical number. And this slide right here lays the problem bare. On one side, you've got that insane daily cost. And on the other, the total amount of money the app made in its entire lifetime was just $2.1 million. The math isn't just bad, it's impossible. And this is a really crucial moment. It proves that even the most magical-seeming tech has to answer to a balance sheet eventually. And OpenAI wasn't the only one feeling the pressure. Over at Elon Musk's xAI, the crisis looked even deeper. I mean, think about this. This week, the last of the original 11 co-founders walked out. When you have a mass exodus like that, it signals a really fundamental problem. And when Musk himself comes out and says the company wasn't built correctly from the beginning, you know they're not just fixing a few bugs, they are basically starting from scratch. But hold on. Because here's the other side of this paradox, and this is what makes this moment so fascinating. Even with these huge, high-profile failures, the race to innovate, it's not slowing down one bit. If anything, it's actually speeding up. And what's really interesting is how the big players are reacting. You've got Google on one side, just flooring it. They're all about speed, launching live dialogue with Gemini, and making it the new engine for all of Google search. But then you have OpenAI, and they're making a sharp turn. They're ditching the idea of ChatGPT as a place you buy things, and instead they're turning it into a discovery layer, a place you find what you want to buy somewhere else. Two totally different strategies unfolding in real time. And this innovation isn't just coming from the tech giants. In the creative world, things are getting way more personal. Suno just launched a feature that lets you create music with your own voice. At the same time, ByteDance stuck a super powerful AI video generator right into its CapCut app. The big theme here is accessibility. These amazing tools are being put directly into the hands of millions of regular people, faster than ever. Okay, so all this crazy growth, all this new power, it leads us right to the next huge question. Who's in charge here? Who gets to control this? As AI gets more and more powerful, it's being met by this growing wave of new rules and legal fights. And it's important to see this not as a roadblock, but as a sign that, the industry is finally being forced to grow up. And this table gives you a perfect snapshot of this new battlefield. You've got institutions like Wikipedia saying, nope, no AI-generated articles because they need to protect their data.
You've got entire governments, like in Brazil, getting ahead of things and banning AI from influencing elections. The White House is trying to create some uniform rules. And then, and this is a big one, you have an AI company, Anthropic, that actually took the Pentagon to court and won, proving that these companies can now use the legal system as both a sword and a shield.
Okay, so we've got spectacular failures, we've got breakneck acceleration, and we've got a whole new world of regulation all happening at once. What on earth do we make of all this? Let's try to pull back and make sense of this chaos. When you piece it all together, you can see three massive shifts happening right now. First, the industry is moving away from just hype and is now being forced to think about actual profitability. Sora's collapse is the ultimate example of this. Second, the most important work is shifting from writing code to writing laws and debating ethics. And third, AI just isn't a tech story anymore. It's now fundamentally an economic story, a political story, and a societal one. Look, understanding these complex intersections where AI, the global economy, and technology all collide is going to be absolutely essential. That's exactly what we focus on here at Macroeconomy IA. So if you want to stay ahead of what's coming, make sure you're following our channel. And that leaves us with one last, really critical question to chew on. Is all of this, the demand for profit, the new rules, the legal battles, is this just a sign that AI is finally growing up? Or are we watching the moment it starts to get captured and controlled by the most powerful economic and state forces in the world? It's a question we're going to be tracking very, very closely. So follow Macroeconomica to join us for that analysis. Thanks for tuning in. Just a quick note, the material in this analysis is for informational and educational purposes only, and it's based on third-party sources. It's not financial or investment advice, and we don't intend to present any kind of ideological bias. Remember, all projections can change, and past performance is never a guarantee of future results.